Hey, so I've got some explaining to do. I had eye surgery this morning. It's about 7 hours since my surgery, and I'm about to take this thing off and see what's underneath. And I'm completely fine. It's just an infected gland that lasted about almost 3 months. But I'm fine. And some of the past videos that you've seen recently, I was easily able to cover it up with makeup, but then it just got to the point where it was not going to resolve itself. So eye surgery, no big deal. The reason I'm doing this video before I take the patch off is Lord knows where I'm going to find when I take the patch off. But it's kind of struck me, just because somebody is elderly doesn't mean that they don't care about how they look. There are several elderly women that I have worked with in long-term care, and it was time to go down to the dining room for a meal, and they were all upset about their hair or their clothes or what they had on. And a lot of us may sort of jump to, oh, it's okay, you're fine, don't worry about it, come on. And we're thinking in the back of our mind, who cares? You're 85 years old, who cares? They care. They care. So if you're a caregiver, or if you're working with elderly people in a community, do not underestimate their sense of dignity and pride, and their concern to look nice, no matter how old they are, no matter if they're in a wheelchair, no matter if they have a brace on their leg or a broken arm from a fall and they got a cast. We all need to respect these people and appreciate that they do care how they look. And I'll tell you a very quick story about my mother. It bothers me to this day. She was in the last month of her life probably, and I honestly can't remember if it was a plate or what it really was, but she had a tooth on the bottom of her jaw that would come out. Obviously, it was an artificial tooth. And again, I don't remember if it was just this one or if it was a broken tooth off of a plate on her lower jaw. I just don't remember. But one of the last days of that woman's life, that tooth had come out and she wanted it back in. And we were afraid she might choke on it. And so we actually lied. And she knew that tooth was out. And again, this was one of the last days the woman was on the planet. And she wanted her tooth back. And we told her it was in there. And I don't know that she had enough energy to even argue with us, but it wasn't in there. And I feel bad to this day for telling that woman her tooth was there, don't worry about it, because she cared. She really cared. She probably wanted that tooth in her mouth when she went to meet Jesus. But we didn't let her put the tooth in her mouth. And you know what? That's not right. That's not right. And if I had to do over, I would absolutely do that over. I'd put that tooth in her mouth, and if she choked on it, well, we'd deal with that if it happened. This whole thing is to say, this took a little bit of nerve. I did put a little makeup on this side of my face, so it didn't look too god-awful, but just understand that these people care. They care about how they look, and respect that, and honor that. And don't think just because they're elderly, they don't care, because they do. That's a pretty simple message. I'm going to go wash this makeup off this side of my face, and we'll take this thing off and tend to my eye and whatever all I got to do with it. But just powder and puff your elderly people and let them feel as beautiful and presentable as they possibly can. All right, guys, until next week, bye.